The gorgeous Diane Corcoran there with the outstanding Mr. Luke O'Shea. How you doing, Luke? I know he'll be tuning in tonight. He always tunes in on a Thursday night if he's not playing a gig.
Yes, he tunes in to tries to keep up to date with what's going, and that's what we...
He's putting me in tears, that boy.
Oh, does he?
He does.
Well, we're not going to put anyone in tears. What we try and do every Thursday night, and I have to say, Trace, you do a fantastic job in getting all of these interviews together and catching up with people and finding out a little bit more about the Australian music industry, particularly the country music industry, and where it's headed and when it's headed.
Oh, you got that segue
I got that segue in. There it is. The beautiful Jessie Emmanuel joins us on the line. G'day, Jessie. How are you?
Hello. That was a lovely little segue, by the way.
We try our best. Tracy's trying to get on the act tonight. She got the first one.
Darren normally gets them all, but we had Carter and Carter on earlier, and because they've just released our single "To the Moon and Back." So
yes.
Got in on that one.
What pun did you make?
Well, I said, because they'd made, I think this was their fourth single off the album, and they'd all sort of made really, really well. I said, you'd have to be happy, as happy to the moon and back to, to get that success.
Yeah, over the moon.
I know.
Yeah, they're going to change the name of the single now just so that it can go over the moon. How's that?
That's lovely. That's awesome, guys.
Well, it's lovely to catch up with you again. Now, last time we spoke to you was...
Oh, it was the guitar. Don't touch
my guitar.
Oh, haven't we come a long way since then?
We have. So no one's touched it?
No, that's it. The green one got touched, so I had to get a new one.
Oh, there you go. So you get the blue one out.
Yeah.
Now, there's plenty of stories going around of what a tough journey it's been for you for the last couple of years. We don't want to talk about any of the negatives tonight. We want to talk about all going forward about what's happening now, and as far as the current album and what your plans are over the next 12 or 18 months.
Oh, excellent. Oh, well, there's plenty to talk about. Plenty of hopes and dreams that might come true. You never know.
That's right.
Now, the single "When," obviously, it does touch on your struggle to get where you want to go, and talking about keeping the eye on the ball and the eye on the dream as such. Was there some inspiration that came out of that? Was it easy to write?
Oh, do you know what? That song just flowed right out of me because it's not even just in terms of a music career, but I think everyone comes to a point in their life where they're really struggling to do something, and they've got a dream and they've got a goal, and there's things that come around. Maybe you don't have enough money to do it, or there's someone who's better at you than better than you at it, and there might be people putting you down, or for one reason or another, you might be really struggling to reach that goal, and that's what it was like for me. There was so much going on, and there was just so many hurdles to overcome. But I mean, in the end, that song really is more of a reflection of my attitude towards that, which is, what, even if it is really hard, just keep on going. One day you'll be able to say, "I told you so," and you'll eventually get there. So that's what it's all about, just keeping your head on, because there's worse things that could happen, really.
Well, that's right. And a lot of people, particularly the older ones, here I go again, it's the third week in a row I'm talking about old people. They're not really old, but what I'm saying is that the more experienced people in the industry, say they've been in it for 20 and 30 years, they still say, every day there is a struggle of some reason, you just have to overcome it. So I mean, you're at such a young age and you're already jumping above it instead of going, I'm just going to give up, I'm going to throw that guitar away. So well done to you.
It's a very cutthroat industry, and it's very hard. And I mean, here I am whinging, and I've only been doing it for a few years. But, it wasn't necessarily about, no one's going to sign me to the record label, or It wasn't just, it's not just that. It's just, it is very hard to put out your own music and everything. And it was a lot inspired as well by, a lot of musicians now putting themselves out there on, the social networks and putting videos on YouTube and everything. And it's also in reaction to, people who just take it upon themselves to tell you what they think, even, when they have nothing nice to say, so to speak. And it's just a general thing about, it's a general thing about life. It's not necessarily, about the music industry in general. It's something everyone should be able to relate to.
But there must have been a point there where you've gone, what, bugger it. I'm just not going to do it. I've just had enough. I'm not going to spend my next 20 years fighting this.
That's exactly right.
So what was the turning point? When did you... Oh, here we go. When? There you go. Got that one in there. So when was the thing that made you go, snap?
Well, it's very funny, actually, because the result of it was this song. And I remember, I think it was mid last year. Mid last year when I just I'd been on a television show called Australia's Got Talent, and I won't go into too much detail, but basically, like, I wasn't really shown in a very nice light. There was just certain, it could have been done a little more tastefully, and it's one of those shows where they just copy and paste and they just decide how you want to look and everything. And I remember just thinking, wow, I've finally gotten a bit of exposure, and I personally think I come across as a bit of a tosser. And I was just like, wow, this is my, and I remember just thinking, look, it's just too hard, and it all costs a lot of money, recording, making videos, making music and everything. It costs so much money, and I mean, I've got a life outside of music as well, I'm a homeowner and all that, and, so I'm really, struggling to get through. And I remember turning to my partner and just saying, look, it's all just too hard, it's too much, I'm just going to give up. And then I think I sat down with my guitar, and within 10 minutes I'd written When, and I was like, oh, I should probably release this song now, and I'm going to get back into it.
Oh, you're doing goosebumps.
Yeah, I quit for about 5 minutes, so it didn't really work.
Well, that shows a true performer there.
That's right.
But let's be honest, Jessie, with your background, it's going to be very difficult for music not to be running through your veins, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's something I hear quite a lot, actually. But isn't it funny, because I didn't really grow up too much with my dad's influence because he was such a successful musician. He was away touring all the time and all that sort of stuff. Same with my Uncle Tommy. So technically they weren't, really there having a really strong musical influence, which, I mean, they're country, they're like, rock guitarists, and here I am playing, rhythm, country, pop, acoustic sort of stuff. So it's quite different. But I mean, I guess if it does have something to do with your DNA, then I guess I'm a very good example.
It's gonna pop up there somewhere around the track.
Yeah, well, I mean, you don't want to listen to my dad sing, but
he was in the studio. He was in the studio here about 2 years ago, and he said the same thing.
He's amazing. He did actually.
He said, you know what? Someone said, "Oh, do you want to do a song?" He said, "No." He said, "You want to listen to my daughter sing?" And he said, "And listen to me play the guitar."
Yeah.
He said, "She sings like an angel."
Well, that's nice.
And it was beautiful. So
I just hope you don't drink coffee like he does.
Oh no one drinks coffee like he does.
No, that's for sure. Poor old Phil. He's a bit of a coffee man.
That was. Yeah, you're right, Phil. Yeah,
He's
you're
got
right.
worse habits.
Oh, that's good. We won't air them.
Now, we were going through some of the earlier music too, and one of the songs we were really taken was Too Lazy.
Oh yeah.
Do you still bring that out when you do a few gigs and that sort of stuff?
Oh, thanks, guys. Yeah, look, I gig quite a lot around the Gold Coast where I'm based, and Too Lazy is always a really big fan favourite. It never became a single though, only because kind of leans a little bit too far on the pop rock side and not so much the country side.
You should release it.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Release it.
Have a look at Taylor Swift today. Oh, come
on.
on.
I know. Yeah, but she's got a bit, like, she might have a little bit of a bigger fan base than I do for the support. Just a bit, So,
yeah, but we're finding a lot of the country artists today are releasing their albums, but they're also they've got a little bit of traditional country on there. They've got all types, because country's this great big bunch of things together.
Isn't it amazing that it's just starting to, I mean, because all types of music is doing that. I mean, you listen to mainstream music now and it's so much dance and rap and hip hop and all that sort of stuff is the mainstream sort of pop music, and it all sounds the same to me anyway, but all the mainstream stuff. But I'm loving that country is really starting to embrace all this new stuff, because at the same time, When isn't really traditional country. It's got a lot of pop and rock influences as well. I'd like to say, it's kind of influenced by, I've been listening to a lot of McCliments and also like Carrie Underwood as well. So that's what I'm trying to go for anyway. But as long as everyone likes it, that'll be great. But I mean, at the same time, it's got the similar vibe to Too Lazy as well. So hopefully, that'll become one of my fan favourites as well.
So if someone wants to get hold of your music, how's the best way?
Oh, well, I mean, I think Everything I Know So Far was my first album, and that did come out in, it must have been 2009. So, it might not be in stores anymore unless, you go in and order it, but it's all still available on iTunes and all the normal places online and everything, because that's where everyone gets it anyway. So, everyone can jump onto iTunes and search for it, and it's all there.
Well, we might play a little bit of music now, and it'd be an absolute pleasure if you'd introduce your new single to our listeners, please, Jessie.
Okay, no problem. Hey, guys, thank you so much for listening. tonight, and I hope you have an awesome night. This is my brand new single. It's called When. I hope you like it.